Hi everyone, it's Doni, and here I am today with your daily dose of Doni. And I think that is what I am going to start calling my drill with me's. I'm going to try to do at least a little bit every day so that it would be an actual daily dose. That brings me to um, something that I want to address that was mentioned on my channel. I've had a couple of people mention in a couple of different ways that they would like me to do more drill with me's. I don't think it's been that long since I did my last one. I don't remember. It's generally normal to do one about once a week because they do take a lot of time, a lot of editing, and it's just with everything else that is done with the YouTube channel, that takes a big amount of time, period, to do a drill with me. So it isn't realistic to see them daily, of course, but I don't think there's anything wrong with once a week, but the issue is that some people have voiced that there's just too many unboxings out there right now. And the reason for that is understandable because the big sale that AliExpress had on the 27th of August, all those diamond paintings are now coming in and people are doing the unboxings for them. So YouTube is being flooded with unboxings. So, it's not going to last forever. And I do have several more unboxings that I will be posting because here's how things work in my world. When I have diamond paintings that come in the mail, I show them to you. That's a big part of what I do. My channel, it's basically for reviewing. It's all things diamond painting, but a big part of it is reviewing different stores. And I purposefully bought from different stores, several different stores during that sale so that I could show you guys new stores and what to expect from them if you order from them, or what kind of products they have. And now that I'm doing it, I guess, it's just too much for some people to see just unboxings. Well, I'm not doing just unboxings. It just may seem that way because of the fact that I have been putting out 2 videos a day during this, the sale unboxings, I should say. So it may seem like that's all I'm doing, but if you notice, I have done other types of videos, and I will continue to do other types of videos as well as unboxings. But as long as I'm getting diamond paintings coming in, I will be unboxing them and I will be doing videos on them. And if I don't, they will pile up and then I will get overwhelmed because I'll have all these unboxings that I need to do. So they can't just sit on my computer because I do not have an unlimited amount of space. I am doing the time lapse for this painting here, and so there's a lot that needs to be edited on my computer because I don't sit there and just edit this. I have other things that I have to edit and take care of. So when I have a diamond painting, that come in the mail, I have to take this table, this tilt table off of my table, and I have to use this space for the unboxings. And if there's anything else that I need to do a video on while the table's down, I will do that. And sometimes that can be 2 or 3 days that I do not have my table up. As you can see, this is the only thing that I'm working on in here. And I have not gotten that far since my last drill with me. I was doing this area over here when during the last unboxing. So this is the only area that I've done this and the bit that it's done over here since the last unboxing. So I don't get much time to diamond paint. I can't just sit and diamond paint all day long as much as I'd like to, because one of my responsibilities of doing this channel was that I chose to start a Facebook group, and because of that, people are contacting me there, asking questions, needing help. Things need to be maintained. I need to accept people into the group. There's a lot to it, and if I sit there and just answer questions all day long, I mean, I've done that and went through all the posts on Facebook, all my messages or comments on YouTube, and it takes hours because I want to see what everybody's posted, because a lot of the times they are directed to me, asking me a question, and that was the original purpose of the channel, was to connect with my viewers, my diamond painting family, and so that leaves less time for me to diamond paint, and in turn less time for me to do drill with me's. Not only that, I do as much answering questions and whatnot while Tesla's at school, because it's hard for me to concentrate, because she wants my attention, and rightly so. She deserves my attention. There's only a few hours during the day now that I see her because she's in school full time. And I just learned back in, I think it was April or May, that she was going to be going to kindergarten full time when she had her IFSP assessment with the school to determine if she'd be in special classes once she went into kindergarten. But that's when I learned that kindergarten was full time. I had no idea until that point. So I didn't have much time to prepare myself for my 5-year-old to be in school all day long, because my older two only went to school part-time for kindergarten. And this is a fairly new thing. I don't know if it's an Oregon thing or if it's the county thing, but it's only been a couple of years that they've had it that way here. So I didn't know. Like I said, I haven't had kids in school. Let's see, Stephanie graduated high school in 2012. So it's been 6 years since I had a kid in school, and that was high school. So it's been 18 years since I've had a kid in kindergarten. Things change. Almost 2 decades later, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I only went to school, kindergarten part-time. So it's like, that's one of those things that it doesn't change that often. So I wasn't used to it. And now, so I've got to take advantage of the time that I have with her. I was just reading something on Facebook. And my oldest daughter posted about how a mom carried her 5-year-old into the store, and she realized how he was half her weight, and there was only so much time that she was going to have left to be able to pick her child up and cuddle him in her arms. And I made the comment that, I'm almost there. I mean, it's really hard for me to carry Tesla now. I mean, if I didn't have back problems, the pains that I do have, it probably could go a little longer where I would be able to do it. But I carried her not too long ago, and she was so heavy. It was like, just last week when she came home from school, when her first week of school, that that Friday. So it was a week ago Friday where, excuse me, I picked her up from school and she was upset, so I picked her up and was carrying her, and she didn't want me to put her down, but I couldn't. I couldn't carry her any longer. It was debilitating. She was so heavy. It's like she's only 42 pounds, but that's just crazy to think that, because what I used to weigh was even more than 42 pounds than what I am now. I used to have 60 pounds extra on me than I have now. And I couldn't imagine carrying that much weight around right now with the way my body is, how it feels, how hurt I am all the time. I could not imagine carrying around 60 extra pounds. I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to do anything. And so I enjoy what time I have with her. Yesterday, I'll talk about that in a minute, but that's just basically why you don't see drill with me's as often. I mean, I think I'm being bold by trying to commit to doing even a little bit of drill with me a day, because um, I don't have my tilt table on I don't have it set up every day. I can't. Um, I'm the ones from the sale are starting to dwindle down, but they're still coming in. In fact, I have two very large ones. My large ones that I was waiting on, they came in today, and I'm going to be having to do those out in the living room. I mean, not the living room, on my dining room table, so that I can spread them out and see the whole thing and be able to remove the cover and whatnot. Because there's no way that I would be able to do it on this my table in here. So I'll be doing that tomorrow while Tesla's at school. But those won't post until all the other ones that I recorded before that are posted. I'm obviously posting this one before a bunch of the others, because I want to add it. I want to, throw it in between some of the unboxings, so that people aren't getting tired of seeing just unboxings from me. So yeah, that's what is going on with unboxings and drill with me's. I don't know. I tried doing this last night. I tried doing it this morning, but I got really tired, so I took a nap. And when I got from a nap, I was going to do it, but then Stephanie came home from work, and she was talking to me for an hour, and then it was time to go wait outside for Teslin to get off the bus. And then Teslin was home, and of course she was hungry because she doesn't eat her lunch at school. So that's another issue. We're trying to figure out what to do. I'm hoping she'll eat the lunch food that they have at lunch there. Because that's our only option, because what she likes to eat is stuff that is warmed up in the microwave, and she won't eat it cold, which I don't blame her. It'd probably be nasty. Buffalo chicken bites, Anitizers, that's her favorite food. But it's cold by the time she gets to lunchtime. We wrap it in aluminum foil. We warm it up. We cook it in the morning and then wrap it in aluminum foil. But it's not staying warm enough for her to have it at lunchtime. So the poor thing is just, she'll eat an applesauce and a fruit snack. That's all she'll have for lunch. And she doesn't eat breakfast. That's something she just won't do. I mean, we get up plenty of time for her to have breakfast. She just doesn't want to eat in the morning. So that's what that is all about. Now, what happened this week? Well, let's see. As you know, it was a week ago, Friday or Saturday. It was a week ago, Saturday or Friday. One of those 2 days. I can't remember now. Um, Night. She said that her ear hurt. No, her throat hurt, and she went to sleep. And in the morning, she wasn't feeling good, and she threw up all all day long. And so yeah, it was Saturday night. On Sunday, we took her to the after hours clinic. Well, the doctor's office, which is her same clinic. They have a clinic for Sundays and Saturdays and evenings and whatnot. Took her in, and they gave her that um, I can't remember it again. And it starts with a Z, not an F. Zofran, something like that. And for nausea, we gave her the one dose, which is half of a tablet, um, near bedtime, so that she wasn't going to feel nauseous in the middle of the night and wake up. And she did wake up in the middle of the night. She always does, and she wasn't feeling good, so I kind of just stuck the other half of the pill in her mouth. It's something that is supposed to dissolve in your mouth, but it's really gross, I guess. It tastes really chalky. But I got it in her mouth, and I gave her some water, and she went back to sleep. And that's the only other dose I had to give her. So she didn't have school Monday, because that was the day that the teachers were determining which class they were going to be in. They called me on Monday to tell me which class she was going to be in. And then Tuesday we kept her home from school because she still was just not feeling the best. And we didn't want her to be contagious. And that's the one thing that irks me, is when people send their kids to school when they know they're sick, when they're contagious. So she went to school Wednesday, and she had a bit of a runny nose, but that was all that was. It was clear. And I mean, her poor little lip was chapped under her nose from wiping it so much. But now she is 100% better. She went to school today, and I got to pick her up off the bus because Daddy went back to work. He had a week off. So, we just had a staycation. He played video games. He finished his game. He was playing the new Spider-Man game. I think that was on the PS4. But he walks her to the bus stop in the morning, which is too far for me to walk. I mean, it's in the park where we live, but it's all the way to the entrance, and that's just a lot for my poor knees. So because he never has to be at work earlier than what it would be for her to get up and go to school. When she was in preschool, it was different because she didn't have to be to school until 9:15, and we'd get up at 8:30 and get her ready and leave about 9:05 and then take her to school. But now she has to be the bus comes at 7:45. So he gets to take her to the bus stop. I do her hair and get her dressed in the morning. But he walks her there. he gets her lunch ready while I'm doing her hair and getting her dressed. And then he gets ready and goes to work. But while he was on vacation, he was picking her up too, which the drop off is a different place. It's just up the street, but in the opposite direction of where it's picked up. Because in the morning when they pick them up for the bus, they just pick them up at the entrance, which is right off the main street, and, well, the cross street. And then in the afternoon when they bring them home, they actually drive into the park and they make 2 stops. Well, the stop she gets off at, she's the only one that gets off there. So Friday, my husband was out changing the sprinkler around in the yard while he was waiting for the bus, and I had a feeling he didn't walk all the way down to the bus stop. He just waited in the front yard, and the bus dropped her off right there in front of the house. So that's going to be really awesome, because my craft room looks out onto the window, looks out onto the front of the house, which is the street where the bus drives right by. So I can actually see when the bus gets here and just go out and meet her on the porch outside, because she just walks right up to the house. There's no streets to cross, nothing. They drop her off right at the driveway. So that is so awesome. Yeah, so I get to do that now. And I always love it when she comes home from school. She's always so happy to see me. And that's what's going on with Teslin. Well, what we did yesterday, we spent a girls' day. Me and Teslin and Stephanie went to Walmart because I needed to get another plastic bin for my drill storage, because my first one is full. Yeah, it's to the point where I've got to lighten my load of diamond paintings. So my giveaway that I'm going to have at 3,300 subscribers, once I hit to 3,300 subscribers, I'm going to have that giveaway, and I'm going to be including a few of my diamond paintings that I have, and some other stuff. So hopefully that will give me a little bit more room, because I do have more coming in. I have no plans to buy any more diamond paintings for a while, because, like I said, I've got quite a few videos already stockpiled. I have I have several videos that I can still do. So I'll still have plenty of stuff to fill my channel, but that might mean more drill with me's if I don't have unboxings to do. But if I have them to do, I will be doing them. And let's see what else. Oh, so we went to Walmart. I went to get a bin, and I ended up spending way too much. I ended up getting the groceries that we needed for the house, and the chicken that Teslin eats is so expensive. I spent at least $30 just on getting the chicken for her. And it's hard to find sometimes, so I made sure to buy plenty of it. And then I bought my husband a couple of work shirts because he's been just wearing the same shirt every day. Because, well, he kind of outgrew the rest of them. So I got him a couple of shirts. I got myself a couple of tank tops that were on clearance because, of course, it's no longer tank top season. They're really cute, though. And then I got Teslin another outfit for school that is just so adorable. And then we got her costume because I always wait until the last minute to get her costume, and the pickings are slim to none at that point. So this year we got it early, and I couldn't go into Walmart with all the Halloween costumes, which we had to go right by it. And she's old enough now to where she knows Halloween's coming. She sees the costumes. She wants to get her costume. So we got it now. She's going to be Tinkerbell. Go figure, huh? Because last year she was a Shopkin. She was Strawberry Kiss. And the year before that she was Rapunzel. I don't mind her being Disney characters. That's awesome. But she saw some, characters like witches and whatnot, and she wanted to be a witch, and I'm like, no, you're not going to be a witch. I don't think that's, anyway, that's my personal thing to me. I don't want her to be a witch, so she's not going to be a witch. And let's see. I finally picked up the yarn that I needed to get to make those little picture frame figurines I was telling you about in one of my other videos that my cousin sent me the patterns for. I finally got the yarn for that, and I don't know when I'll start them because they seem pretty complicated, and I really don't like making stuffed creatures because there's a lot of sewing involved, and because I have arthritis in my thumbs, it's really hard to grip small things like needles, even if it is for a short time. Another one of the issues with doing drill with me is, I'll go back up to that subject, is if I can't get into a really good position, it hurts my shoulders. So even diamond painting, no matter how badly I want to do it, sometimes I just can't because of the bursitis in my shoulders. It hurts so much. And the tilt table helps with my neck, not having to, have my neck bent down. But, if I'm having to reach too far and not be able to keep it rested like I am right here, then, it's painful and I'm not going to be able to do it. I mean, right now I have my feet up underneath the table on a larger bin that we bought the other day to replace the box that I was using for a footrest. I had a box under there that had some old clothes that were never unpacked, and then when I was transferring it into the bin, because the box got worn out, it just got ripped down the side, so just from my leaning on it. I actually found some of my husband's shirts that we couldn't find. I actually thought that whole box was stuff for me to use for rag rugs and making t-shirt yarn. But I found some of his really good t-shirts in there. They may not fit him right now, but hopefully someday soon they will. And so I have my feet up under there, and I have my computer chair, which is what I use to sit at this table. I'm kind of slouched down in it a little bit, but I'm leaned back so it's comfortable, and I have my left arm leaning on the armrest, and I scooched as close to the table as I could so that my arm could rest on here comfortably. And this is the only way that I can diamond paint in comfort in here without either my neck or my back or my shoulder hurting. So that's what I've got to do in order to be able to sit here for a long period of time and talk in diamond paint. And yeah, all that good stuff. So I need to switch colors now. I do have a tag, excuse me, that I can do. Well, it's the one I started. Oh no. Oh, I thought I was on the other color. And I just mixed. At least it wasn't a mixture of colors that are very similar. I just poured my green drills into my blue ones. Why did I think I was on that color? Because I was doing, that's what this big color here. Okay. So, how am I going to do this? Scoop them out. I'll scoop them into the tray and then I'll pick out the ones that are the least. So, what else? What else did I get at Walmart? Groceries. I got the clothing articles, the yarn. Oh, there's something else that cost quite a bit. Those little things just add up though. But it added up to be so much. I think it's because I got a lot of the groceries that, you know, we weren't planning to, like pre-made hamburgers with cheddar and bacon, because that's what my husband likes to make. And all of Tesla's chicken. So right there, that was like, between those two things, it was like $40. The clothes were $60, so that's $100 right there. And then her costume was another $20. So $120 just for those clothing items and the chicken and the meat. So, oh no, my gosh. I almost went to pour this into the tray and this is still open. I would have been crying. I would have cried. I really would have. Then I would have stopped the video because that would have been bad. Let's see. Oh, I got my coffee. I forgot about that. So I didn't get much for myself. Normally don't. Unless I'm shopping with my account. Tweezers. Where's tweezers? Unless I'm shopping for diamond paintings. And then I'm obviously buying for me. Well, not really. I'm not even really buying for me. I'm buying for, well, you guys and whoever it is that I'm buying diamond paint, or gonna make the diamond paintings for. Ah, there's the tweezers that Stephanie borrowed. So let's do this. Put this here. And I'll just do this while we talk. All right, so why don't we get to the tag? Because I don't think there's really much else that I wanted to cover or go over. Oh, I did want to mention the shop for my pins. I know some people aren't able to see the attachment or open it, and that is probably more than likely because you are not in the United States. because the shop is set up only for shipping to the United States, because it doesn't have, I think the shop feature is pretty new, because they don't have that option to me for shipping to other countries as to, the price difference or whatever. I know that there is issues with when I go to put pictures up of the items, I have to crop it just right in order for the actual item to show up in the photo. Because I'll take a photo of the item itself and I'll crop all the way around it, and then I'll put it up on there and it will only show a corner of it. So I spent quite a bit of time just putting those um, up in the shop. And then you have to add the descriptions and blah, blah, blah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the items for sale in the group. If you are outside of the United States and you're interested in buying one, you've got to understand the shipping is going to be outrageous, because I don't get any kind of special shipping deals or anything. And to Canada, it's $10 for shipping, and to Australia it's 15. I'm not sure how much it is to the UK, but I'm guessing it's anywhere between $10 and $15. Guessing more towards the 15 side. But it's not economical for, to, I don't know why it has cost so much. I mean, I know that the Chinese are able to give us free shipping because they have a contract with some kind of contract where they can ship things out for very low to no shipping costs, and it's a contract with the United States. So, in order for us to ship things out of the United States, we end up paying for it. So, I don't know if someone wants one bad enough and you live outside of the United States, you can just contact me and let me know, and I can check the price for the shipping, because the shipping alone would cost more than the item. It would cost more than it would cost, actually I would have to actually pay money out of my pocket just to ship it. And so my point is if you can't see the shop, that's why. But because I did have one person purchase something from the shop, but that's it. I actually have to pay a fee to Facebook when something is sold through the shop. So if you have PayPal and you're interested in buying one, you can message me on my Diamond Painting by Doni page. Let me know what it is you want. Transaction through the through Messenger, because that goes off of PayPal as well, but it doesn't charge a fee. So either way works for me, because I'm just about always able to be gotten a hold of unless I'm sleeping. And so if you absolutely are dying to get one of them, which apparently nobody is, and I'm not available, like because I'm sleeping, then just go ahead and use the shop. And I don't mind. It's like a 60-cent fee for a transaction, a $10 transaction. They take a certain percentage. And the pins that are up for $6.50 are $10 total with shipping. And that's exactly what I pay for shipping, is what I charge you. And there are others. that are different prices, but the majority are $6.50. I was gonna get my new pins done today, and I totally forgot about that because that's another thing I need to take this table down for in order to do the pins, because not only do I need to convert them, I need to take pictures so you guys can see them. It's kind of hard to do with this table in the way because it takes up my entire table minus the spot where my laptop is. So that is the update on the shop. And I will work really hard to try and get the some of those things put up in the group. Now, if I'm selling something through the group and I advertise it that way, that doesn't charge me because that if it's in the group, I have to do one item at a time for sale. And I do believe that's one where I have to collect the money myself. Facebook doesn't do it for me. So if any of the ones that I have linked, if you look under the announcements in the group, there's a tab for announcements. If you go under there, the ones that I had put link, or I don't know if I had linked them, or yeah, I had actually put some up for sale through the group. If anyone's interested in those are still already up. And I'll add the others as well. There's just so much to it. It's just I some days I just want to diamond paint. And the Facebook group, I really need someone who is very tech savvy and has the time to help me, who knows how to, do links, how to post a link, how to edit settings, or not settings, but certain things that come available that need to be done, to be able to monitor the chat, make sure everybody is being civil to each other, that kind of thing. Which I haven't had a problem with that. I did have some complaints at the very beginning. But by the time I went, I heard about it, those posts, they had already removed those posts because of the drama that was caused. And so since then, I haven't had any complaints about it, anything. So, I mean, everybody's just getting along so great. I'm like so proud of my little diamond painting family. You guys are great. You're wonderful. You got each other's backs. You help each other. You answer questions. I mean, somebody is looking for some extra drills because they're missing some, and so many people, volunteered and said that they could do it, that they have those extras if they're looking for them. And I mean, it's just really great. I might see if there's a way to add a post under the files or something where people can list what they have available, or let people know that they have stuff available to contact them or whatever, if they're willing to help people out who are missing them. And then when people are missing drills, they can just go there and check to see who might be available to help them and just make it smoother. Somebody, who could help with that kind of stuff. It would be so wonderful. So if anyone who's listening is able, who has had any experience or even if you haven't had any experience doing it, but you are really good with, social media and getting around Facebook and whatnot, then, let me know, because I could use a hand. There's times when there's just not enough of me to go around between my diamond painting family and my family here. And I really do enjoy helping people. I just can't help everybody at once. Sometimes I wish I could. I mean, not sometimes. I wish I could help everybody all the time, but it's just, I'm not Wonder Woman. I'm not able to. But it doesn't keep me from trying. So I'm almost done here. I've only got 3 left to pull out. Then I've got to remember not to do that again. Luckily, I didn't pour all of them in. Okay. All right, I'm going to pour these back into their rightful container, and then I will get started on that tag. Well, I will pick up on that tag where I left off last time. I think I did the first 10. Then the next section is questions about music. And then the last one, I believe, is miscellaneous. So I can't imagine the music one's going to take me very long because, I forgot to stop it at the 37-minute mark when the new clip happens. So there was probably a spot where I got cut off. I'm sorry. I've got to get used to it. I wish I had something that would actually beep at me automatically, but it doesn't. Yeah, let me get this. Oh, this is Stephanie's light pad, and I just got duct tape stuck to it. Oops. I have another one coming, so I'll either give her the new one or I'll clean this up and give it back to her, because she doesn't want to use it. I don't know why. I don't think she realizes what a difference it makes to have it. I'm going to put the drills in my tray first, and then this actually sticks way better to this, so I'm going to pour them in here. This is, a lot of static on the lid of these. And I use this little spoon that I got with a kit. I bought a little kit of containers, and it came with a spoon and some really cheap plastic black tweezers. I shouldn't need more than that. I'll just do a little bit more. And this spoon is really nice for that, for dipping into these, not having to pour them out. All right, let me get this set up, and then I will start answering questions. And then when I'm done answering those questions, we will probably have to say goodbye for tonight, because I don't like these to get more than, too much more than an hour, and we're already at 49 minutes. So let me bring this questionnaire up. Okay. Let me scroll up to music. First question is, what are your favorite bands, musicians? Rank them if possible. Well, my favorite musician was George Michael for a long, long time. He was, I was just really into them, when it was Wham. And then, because I wasn't allowed to listen to rock music when I was growing up. And once I got a hold of one of those Columbia House music things where you could get a bunch of tapes for free, and then you just had to buy so many, Well, I had my own paper route, so I did that, and I got tapes, and my mom didn't know. Oh, but when she found out, she took them away from me. But I got them back eventually. There was, let's see, Cool and the Gang. There was Loverboy, which I don't know why I got Loverboy because I think I was running out of choices. I got Wham because I didn't know. I didn't know what was good and what wasn't. I got Chicago, and I think I got an Air Supply tape as well. Oh my gosh, just thinking about all these bands that, golly. Anyway, so I memorized that entire tape. I would listen to it over and over again. Oh, I got Lionel Richie. Gosh. I got the soundtrack to Woman in Red. That's what I did. I got several soundtracks. But anyway, nowadays, I don't listen to much music. I do like some Taylor Swift. I like what's her name? I can't even think of her name now. She sings that what about that bass? It's going to come to me eventually, especially when people start telling me who it is. I do like Imagine Dragons and what's that one? Gosh, I just can't think of the names right now. I love Maroon 5. I love Adam Levine, really, and his music. And there's just a couple of singles that I like from certain groups, but I'm not, into anything heavy, rock, country. I mean, the stuff from Taylor Swift that I like is the stuff that's more pop. I don't know. I'm weird that way. I'm an adult who likes pop. Nothing wrong with that, but it kind of feels. I kind of feel guilty. I was into Backstreet Boys and New Kids on the Block and all that. Not New Kids on the Block. I was never into them. I'm talking about Backstreet Boys and NSYNC because my girls listened to it. So I kind of got into it. And yeah, anyway. That would be them. Number 2, what is your favorite song? What about it makes it your favorite? I don't know that I have a favorite song just because I don't listen to, I don't just put music on to listen to it. I hear it once in a while. I'll get to listen to the radio when Tesla's not in the car, but as soon as she gets in the car, the DVD is on. So there goes that. And I'm rarely in my vehicle without my daughter. Most of the time it was on the way to pick her up from school last year and the year before is when I was able to listen to the music, to the radio. And I'd be sitting there waiting for her to get out and I'd be listening to the radio. So no favorite. I'll probably think of a favorite after I've already done this video. I mean, there's already things that I wanted to say in this video that I've forgotten because I didn't write it down. Last time I did a drill with me, I wrote stuff down. And that was a smart idea. Not so smart this time. Okay, so the next question is, what was your first album you bought with your own money? You were going to laugh, but it was an actual LP album because I had like I said, I had my, well, I mean, those tapes I was telling you about, those were probably my first ones, but because they were taken away from me, I don't think they count because when I actually got my stereo, my mom basically changed her outlook on the fact that I was old enough to be able to listen to this, kind of, because I didn't listen to this stuff with the heavy cussing and rap and all that, or whatever it was that they didn't approve of back then. But I got this stereo system. It was $300, which was a lot to me. And it had the big speakers, that sat on the floor next to it. And I actually slept on the floor next to it the first couple of nights that I owned it. Yeah. But I actually bought records. This is when records were just starting to not be as popular. The cassette tapes were, all the rage. And then shortly after that, a couple of years later, was when CDs started becoming the thing. And then records, you couldn't buy them anywhere anymore unless it was online or something. But I bought Janet Jackson's Control. That was my first album, and it was a record. I also bought the soundtrack to Beverly Hills Cop 2. I had Wham, Make It Big, and then I had I got the soundtrack to The Secret to My Success, which I love that movie. I didn't own very many records. Actually, I still own them. I still have them. I never got rid of them, so they were pretty special to me. But yeah, Janet Jackson, and then I memorized all those songs as well. Played them on my record player, which I was so proud of. Because that paper route was not easy. All right. Next question. What has been your favorite concert you have attended? Well, you know what? I've been to 2 concerts in my life. One was a free concert that they used to do all the time in California where I lived, out in the boonies. It was at this casino. It was called Canocti. And they put on, you can get free tickets all the time. It's like they give them away by candy. And I went to a concert. I'd never heard of this guy. His name was George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars. I didn't really pay attention because it wasn't my type of music. But that's technically my very first concert. But this is asking what my favorite concert was. I actually was at Home Depot one day paying my bill. And there was a thing on the counter to enter to win tickets to a concert at the county fair. I was, standing there, so I went ahead and entered, and I was actually at the fair, looking around inside at all the exhibits, and I got a call from the radio station telling me that I won, and they're like, you won tickets to the concert for tonight, and I'm like, well, I'm actually at the fair right now, so I don't think I'd be able to get there, get all the way to them and back in time, because it was a big deal finding parking and whatnot. And I really wasn't interested in whoever it was that night. And they said, well, we could get you the tickets for tomorrow night. It's going to be Pat Benatar. And I'm like, yeah. So I got to see Pat Benatar in concert. That was like the best. It was so cool. And I got to take a friend with me because they gave me 2 tickets. And yeah, it was fun. I mean, I got to, we had seats reserved and everything, and it's not like we had to sit on the bleachers in the section for people who were just at the fair or whatever. I don't remember what the difference is, but I won tickets to a concert, but I've never been to any other concerts other than those two. I always wanted to, but with my upbringing, with my dad being a minister, things were different for me growing up, and things that people took advantage of as thinking that everybody can do it, they didn't, because I wasn't allowed to go to movie theater, even to watch a G-rated movie. We were raised to not go to school dances. I never once went to a school dance. Even after my parents divorced, I still didn't, because I never had anyone to go with. No one ever invited me, and I wasn't the type of person who would go just to be, by myself. You still at least have to, have a friend to go with. And I mean, I had a lot of people that were friendly with me that would say hi to me in the halls, but I never, I did have one good friend, but she was not the type to go do that kind of stuff. And we just did our own thing by ourselves, basically. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, and I couldn't listen to anything but Christian music, and I didn't understand. But as an adult, I can understand where their point was with doing that. I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but I can now say that I can see where they were coming from, especially with my dad being, having to be a model citizen for the church, because he was a leader in the field. So if his daughter was going to school dances, but I was pretty young when my parents split up. I wasn't at the age where I was going to school where they had dances. It was, well, I was 10 when they split up, so. Okay, next question. Got off the subject, didn't I? Okay, number 5. What song, band, or genre would you consider your guilty pleasure? My guilty pleasure is What Does the Fox Say? And the funny thing is Teslin discovered this on YouTube Kids, and they have this animated fox doing this, What it was is somebody was doing it to Let's Dance or Just Dance, 2017, I think, and they were dressed up as a fox. And then it led to other ones that she liked that were actually cartoons. And so now she'll go around singing it. It's so funny hearing her do it too, because she does it so well. So it kind of got stuck in my head, and we goof around with it. So that's my guilty pleasure song. What does the fox say? What, pow. Yeah. So if you've never heard it, now you're going to have to go look it up. It's very silly, and the group is called Yelvis. Ylvis, I think. I believe they're Dutch. And they were doing it, they were just goofing around when they did it, when they made the song up. I watched something on it a time or two or something. I don't remember how I came across that information, but I did watch something. Yeah, okay, so let's move on to the next one, because these questions, I'm not going to be able to get through the third section. Okay. Have you ever missed an opportunity to see someone live that you desperately wanted to see? No. Never missed a chance. Never had the chance given to me. So that's a no. I can skip to the next one. 7. What music were you raised on growing up? Well, I already answered that, I guess. Christian music. And it wasn't the Christian music you can turn on the radio and listen to or hear. It was gospel Christian music, the kind that they sang out of hymn books in church. Like, the typical. I have so many of them in my head memorized from all the years I went to church. But the church that I went to as an adult, the music is quite different. I mean, it's more my style. I'm just the gospel hymn ones just aren't my cup of tea. It's the message, I guess. But next, I really don't want to get into religion or politics on my channel, just because those subjects can cause so much problems, so much so many different points of view, that I respect other people's beliefs and their points of view and their political party, whatever, that it's not something that we need to discuss here. So I ask that nobody start any kind of a religious thing over what I've said. I mean, I'm just trying to answer these questions and give you a little bit of background into my, a little bit of background on me. I'm not going to elaborate too much. I'm just going to move on to the next question and kindly request that of you guys. Appreciate it very much. The next one is, if you could bring back from the afterlife one musician, who would it be and why? I would say Michael Jackson. Just because I think there was more left in him. If he would have came back without the issues that he had as to why he was needing to take this medication that supposedly is what killed him or whatever, had he been who he was in the 80s, I would definitely love to hear more music from him. And George Michael too. I mean, I know he hadn't done anything recently, at least I don't think he had, but I guess people expect musicians to die early, young, but I don't know. Who would I bring back? Yeah, because I can't really think of who else. I mean, I know Prince died recently. I think he was still singing, though. Michael Jackson hadn't been. George Michael hadn't been. So maybe that, I don't know. Maybe that had something to do with why they went when they did. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's my answer. And let's see. Number 9, do you play any instruments? Are there any instruments you wish you could play? Okay, I'll answer the second first. I wish I could play piano. I always wish that I could. But I have fingers that are too short and stumpy to be able to reach the keys. And I'm just not a left brain or a right brained person. And so my creativity is pretty non-existent. I did play the clarinet. I started playing in 6th grade. And I played throughout junior high. And yeah, we have junior high here. A lot of places have middle school. At least where I lived, there was junior high. Where I live now, it's middle school. So junior high was 7th and 8th grade. And I was in the band. And of course we had to do the parade once a year, and I was playing the bass clarinet at that point because I don't know. I don't know why I switched to bass clarinet, but I did really well at it, and I was the only bass clarinet player. But I couldn't march and play at the same time. It was just too big for me. So the band director, he actually tried me out on different other instruments that I could possibly try. So I ended up playing the bass drum in the parade that we had in our town, and that was actually easy because that leaned on my shoulders and I didn't have to have something in my mouth trying to manipulate while I was marching. So even though it was much bigger than the bass clarinet, it was easier to maneuver, walking, keeping the beat, and marching at the same time. I don't know. I just can't. I can't. I don't know if you've ever played a woodwind instrument. You have to put that thing, that reed in your mouth. I just couldn't do it. I don't know why. I'm not that coordinated, I guess. I had a dream that I started playing the clarinet again. But my mom's clarinet was made out of wood. It was wooden. And after I played clarinet, my brother played the clarinet. So then my sister did too. But my mom gave it to my sister. So she's the one that has it now. My brother wanted to do a shared type of thing with it, and I didn't really care. I mean, I would have liked to have picked it up again and taught myself how to play. You know, YouTube has so much out there now. But it meant a lot to my sister to have it, so, you know, she wasn't here to be able to go through her belongings and help clean the house out, so I got some other mementos. I've got her school sweater and all her clothes that I'm going to make a quilt out of one of these, well, 4 quilts one of these days, one for me and each of my siblings. If I ever lose interest in diamond painting, who knows? So, yeah. Now, number 10. How would you describe your taste in music? It's my taste in music. It's just whatever I can feel. I've got to feel it. I've got to be able to listen to it, and I guess it has to speak to me. It's just, sometimes some music just annoys me, and I can't listen to it. But it's not like the old lady being annoyed by music kind of thing. It's I don't know, maybe it is. But I've never liked loud music. I've never liked the hard stuff that you can't understand what they're saying, where they just scream into the microphone, and I don't call that music. So I call myself, well, my taste in music is pop with easy listening. No, not even easy listening. More like soft rock. Yeah, soft rock. I used to be into soft rock that's what I liked when I was younger. You know, the whole Chicago stuff, and yeah, pop. Sometimes I don't like jazz. I don't like that kind of music. I discovered Def Leppard as a high schooler, and I really enjoyed them. And but when I was younger, I didn't like that type of music. But Guns N' Roses, I grew up on, hearing Guns N' Roses and that kind of stuff on the radio. And my very first CD was the soundtrack to Beaches. I love that soundtrack. The song in there, Baby Mine, the one she sings to, Bette Midler sings to her friend, about her friend's baby, is the song that I've been singing to Teslin since she was born. Since I was holding her in the NICU, I would sing that song. And to this day, she loves it when I sing to her. That song, it has to be that song. She actually requests it, and it's the only thing that will calm her down if she is inconsolable. I will sing it, and she will calm down. And she's getting older now to where she doesn't request me to sing to her very much, and I'll just start singing because I still lay next to her, or I sit in the bed next to her while she goes to sleep, because she has this thing about being alone. I don't know if it has anything to do with her time in the NICU and being alone so much, but God, that makes me feel so guilty. But she was falling asleep, and she grabbed my arm and wanted to hold on to my arm. She wanted to make sure I was there, and she wasn't quite asleep yet. And I started singing, and she loves it when I rub her hair, just pat her, not pat it, but just caress her head. And I was caressing her head, and I started singing, and she just started smiling, because Mommy still remembered to sing her a song. So I don't think she always remembers anymore. I sing it to her every night, every single night. And it's only stopped being every night in the past year. So for the first 5 years, that was our thing. Sometimes I would go by how many times I sang the song, by how long it took for her to go to sleep. Sometimes I could sing one verse and she'd be out. Sometimes I'd have to sing the song 4 times all the way through. Betcha. So guys, I'm going to stop it here. I have one more section, so I'll have this tag going one more video. And hopefully I just won't have as much random stuff to yammer on about, and I'll be able to get the tag done. But it's okay. It's okay. It's not a rule that I have to do the tag. It's not a rule that I have to do it all in one video. This is my channel. I go by my rules. And if I want to make one tag last 3 videos, then I will. If I want to sit there and just yammer on, then I will. I mean, you're still learning stuff about me one way or the other. I'm sure you're still diamond painting while I'm talking, and you'd be doing the same thing no matter what I'm talking about. But if you don't find it interesting, you just push stop. And I'll know when people are finding my videos uninteresting, because I get an average watch time. So if people are like 10 people watch it for 30 seconds and 10 people watch it for 2 minutes, it's going to average that time out, and that's going to be my average for that video. And when my video watch time average goes down, I know that there's something in my video that people are just not finding interesting. And we're supposed to learn from those things, but I do what I do for my pleasure and your entertainment, because it does make me happy to see that other people are learning and that I can help other people. And those analytics, they don't always mean anything. I just they're there because when I go to click on to edit a video, or to when I go to post a video, I have to go to this certain page, and that page it tells me my latest video and how it did, and it compares it to all my other videos that I've recently posted. So it's a little bit like, Here's what you're doing. They want you to have more views because they get more advertisements out when you have more views and whatnot. YouTube wants you to think that they care about you and your channel, but they really care about their bottom line. And so, anyway, analytics aren't that important to me, but I do see them, whether I want to or not. So I'm just saying, I know when people, like if I have an hour-long video or an hour and whatever long on this one, let's see, hour and 20 minutes, oh goody. I will know if people got bored after 15 minutes or if they actually went through the whole thing. I'm sure some people will. Some people do because they just diamond paint along at the same time I'm talking. But I could sit here and I could keep talking. But, my throat is actually starting to hurt from talking for an hour and 20 minutes straight. So, guys, I'm going to end this here. And I'm going to wish you a good evening or a good night or whatever it is for you, and hope that you have fun with your diamond painting and that you love on your family. And remember that your little ones won't always be little. So I'll talk to you in my next video. Take care.